So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today and taking time out of your day to come sesh with us. We're really excited to be back in the same room together. We know life is really busy. It takes you lots of places. So again, we're just grateful that we can reconnect again. And this is our second sesh this year. Some of you might have tuned in for our fourth annual Bud Tender Appreciation Week sesh. That was back in March. And as you guys know, we're all about celebrating bud tenders, having fun, and learning from some incredible brands tonight. And we've got some really awesome brands. So a huge shout out to our amazing partners, MediPharm Labs and MillRite, for making the sesh possible. We've got some awesome PK sessions and breakout rooms and prizes to come. So everyone, please just stay engaged, keep your questions coming. We want this to be very conversational. We want to really get to know these brands. So please don't be shy. Let us know when you have questions. Just drop them in the chat and we'll get to you. Awesome. And before we get started, I just want to give everyone a little overview of Tether and what we're all about. So Tether launched in 2021. We're a bud tender community that's here for you. And our main focus is to put on events and activations that bud tenders really want to be a part of and to serve you well. We do this by our annual research survey once a year just to gather feedback to understand what you guys want and what you're looking for. So again, we really want to hear from you. We want your feedback. Our DMs are always open and you can reach us at TetherBuds on Instagram as well. We're more than happy to engage with you. We have tons of events, opportunities, and collaborations that are coming up throughout the year. Actually, we've got 5 more events in the calendar for the remainder of the year. So we'll be hitting cities across Canada for a signature sampling event format. We'll be landing in Ottawa, Edmonton, Etobicoke for the first time, be in Kelowna and Hamilton. Tickets are live now, so you can actually go grab your tickets. You can be one of the first. Tickets are live. We'll drop a link in the chat so you can be first to get in on the action. Awesome. Okay, so on to the bulk of it. So the sesh. So how it'll go, we'll kick off with the amazing Julia from MediPharm Labs, who will take us through a bit of the brand and what they're all about. You might also recognize MediPharm Labs from a past Tether event. They were in Toronto with us earlier this year. So definitely, if you've seen them, let us know. And then Julia's got some awesome prizes to give away. We'll break out into a chat room so we can engage with each other. And then we'll hear from Nick from MillRite. So we'll hear about the journey and how MillRite came to be. We'll then do a breakout room and then we'll wrap up with the final giveaway. So make sure you stick around until the very end because Nick has some awesome trivia questions and some awesome prizes. And again, there'll be tons of opportunities for you to get your questions answered, get to know the brands. We encourage you to really get involved and share your thoughts and questions in the chat. Again, this is really an interactive, so don't be shy and let us know your questions. If you want to know more about the product or the brand itself, it's your chance to ask. Okay, so now I'm actually going to flip things over to Julia and the MediPharm Labs team. Michael will just bring you up right now. Awesome. Over to you, Julia.
Thank you. I'm actually going to throw this over to April. I'm going to share my screen. So let me know if we are good, if you can see my screen, and then I'll let April do a little intro. But my name is Julia. I'm the brand manager at MediPharm Labs, and excited to take you through the products and lead a trivia with you all and answer some fun questions that you may have.
So
you nailed it.
Right. Well,
we
welcome.
exited by accident.
Welcome back, everyone. How was your breakout rooms? What did everyone talk about? Talk about anything cool?
That was so neat. I've never done a breakout room before. Really cool.
Yeah, they're definitely different. We love the opportunity to connect like this. Just so important to be able to have this FaceTime. And I won't waste any more time because we've got another awesome PK session coming up. So we've got the wonderful Nick here from MillRite, who's here to talk to us all about the exciting things going on at MillRite. So over to you, Nick.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Can everybody hear me? I guess is my first question. Everyone's good. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. First and foremost, MediPharm Labs, that is going to be really hard for my janky presentation to keep up with. So, thank you for setting the bar very high. But I'm Nick. I am from Greenway Cannabis. So, Greenway Cannabis, we are a greenhouse producer from Leamington and Kingsville, Ontario. I'm the vice president of sales there, so I oversee both our B2C sales and our B2B sales, as well as international sales. So I kind of wear a bunch of hats. We're a very, very small, tight team down here in Leamington. So we're more agriculturalists than anything else. So my presentation is going to be going over both like kind of how we grow and how we do the things as a agricultural company, but also how we've decided to brand the MillRite brand and play in the pre-roll and milled space with our products. So I'm going to share my screen and apologies for my presentation looking janky as hell. All right. This is MillRite. So MillRite, we're a pre-rolled and milled flower brand. Uh, we really wanted to position this brand for hardworking Canadians who kind of embody that passion that we see every day in Windsor and Detroit. Um, we really wanted to make a product for people who make things, people who build things, people who go to work when the rest of us are playing. It's also people who love great weed at a fair price. So really, our kind of journey begins at the farm. So Greenway Greenhouse Cannabis. We're located in Kingsville, Leamington, Ontario. Our farm, so we have a container farm nursery in Kingsville, which all of our propagation, R&D, everything like that is done. And then we have a 2-acre hybrid greenhouse in Leamington, Ontario, where we've brought together larger scale greenhouse agriculture and decades of cannabis cultivation and processing experience. So our parent company is called Del Fresco Produce, and you can actually buy Del Fresco strawberries, tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers at any kind of Farm Boy, Sobeys, Walmart, and all kinds of other smaller retailers across Canada. So our parent company has really instilled in us like the large scale greenhouse agriculture side of things, but they've put together a team of people who worked in the legacy space, including myself and our grower Jawad. Jawad actually grew in Humboldt, California, for a few years and is a commercial greenhouse grower in his own right. I worked in the medical space and the gray market selling edibles and weed and all kinds of different things and brokering genetics and all kinds of things like that. So we between the two of us and a few other members of our team, we have really kind of done everything in the cannabis space in the legacy market. So just to go over our process, just really quickly to give you guys an idea of what we do at Greenway, everything is grown in rock wool with sun-assisted HPS lighting. We don't use LEDs in our cultivation. We just find the HPS works best in our environment. We harvest by hand and we hang dry on custom built carts. So at the beginning of Greenway, we actually tested out a whole bunch of carts and we decided that this was during COVID that we would build our own. And we have a welding shop at Del Fresco, so it allowed us to use the welding shop and prototype carts. And those carts are then were then manufactured for us by a large scale fabricator. So we built everything in our process ourselves. So we hang dry everything for 7 to 10 days in state-of-the-art drying rooms. These are pharmaceutical grade pill drying rooms. They're GMP level technology. Our site is built to GMP spec, but we do not have GMP in our site. We are GACP, which is Good Agricultural Collection Practices. and COMSC GAP, which is a Israeli certification. So we are able to export our flour to Australia, Israel, and a few other jurisdictions in the world. Um, so we also hand buck everything. Bucking, most people actually don't really know what bucking is, or they kind of skip over that step. So we are removing the flour from the stem of the plant, but we do that by hand with scissors. We don't use a machine. Bucking machines can break up the flour and cause the flour to kind of turn into shrapnel, and we really do our best not to have that happen. We then hand trim either with scissors or silicone brushes, depending on cultivar. We hand size and sort over sorting racks. Every flower is touched. It gets eyes on it, and if anything is in doubt, we pull it out, and that goes to the extractor. Um, we then cold cure the flour in drums for 14 to 24 days, depending on cultivar. Um, I guess the next step is why only pre-rolls and milled. The bulk of Greenway's business is growing flour for other companies. Some of those companies you might know. I'm looking at you, MediPharm Labs, one of our great partners who has both purchased flour for their medical channel and their rec channel. In our current economic state of this industry, and I know that bud tenders, this is kind of uh business weed nerd stuff that bud tenders don't care about, but uh it's really, really tough to grow weed for a profit. Most cultivators are either operating at a deficit and are on their way to going out of business, or they're very, very close to going out of business. Um, because we do that, we take our top flower and we export that flower for as much money as we can get on the export market or the B2B market. That gives us the ability to take our small flowers and turn those small flowers into MillRite products. So pre-rolls and milled are what we're sticking to right now. It just makes the most sense, and it allows us to uh, really like give value to the consumer in Canada, but in ways that are more ready to consume. So our commitment at MillRite, full flower for our pre-rolls and mill product, no shake, no trim, no stems, no bullshit. Um, we make smaller joints and we feel that they burn better. Before I was with Greenway, I was with a co-manufacturer doing just pre-rolls, and the failure rate for 1 gram pre-rolls were quite high, 18 to 20%. Delivered a bad customer experience. So we felt that the pre-rolls would do better uh, with a smaller kind of form factor. Uh, we also stand on that we have a truly fair price for Ontario craft grown cannabis. We really wanted to have form factors that were really good basket builders for retailers, smaller but like packing a powerful THC punch and lots of flavor. That's kind of what we're going for. Our customer support actually responds to people. I know that's something that should be like standard in the industry, but it seems like it's not based on what we've seen in market. I am literally the person who gets the emails from customer support, and I answer every email. Um, Marketing support, innovative brand assets, and a playful spirit. Uh, you're probably going to see some stuff that isn't technically super over the top compliant to marketing regulations in Canada that we do. We want to be playful and we want to play by the rules, but we also want to do things that are really cool for the consumer and kind of play with culture and aesthetic and have fun with it. And then we also do strong partnerships with both chain and independent stores. So we really want to make our partners feel like they're family because we're a family business at the end of the day. So speaking of family, we meet the MillRite family. Right now, we have 4 products that have different form factors. We have our Lavender Haze, our Pink Moon, our Blue Crush, and the Jeffrey. The Jeffrey is something we've kind of adopted. So we've just relaunched the Jeffrey. It was a product with Choice Growers. Unfortunately, we were the farm for that product the entire time. Unfortunately, Choice Growers went out of business, so we were able to acquire the Jeffrey, and we kind of added the Jeffrey to the party in the last few months. So everybody who's picked it up and like supported the Jeffrey since it's come back, thank you so much. It's much appreciated. But we wanted to kind of have you guys meet the family again. Um, Lavender Haze. So Lavender Haze is a Mexican haze crossed Mazzari Black. Its alignment is chaotic good, aka sativa. Form factors are 2 by 0.5, 10 by 0.35, and a 1 by 1 glass tip blunt that just dropped. Its superpowers are elicits kitchen dance parties and tame spreadsheets. We have our Pink Moon. Its lineage is Pink Kush crossed Ghost OG. Alignment is lawful neutral. It's an indica. Form factors are 2 by 0.5 and a 10 by 0.35. And its superpowers is causing difficulty sliders to be reduced and enhanced cuddle skills. Blue Crush is our milled. It is a blend of our Lavender Haze, Pink Moon, and our Sunset Sherbet, which we call Berry Sunset under the Epic brand. We still really love that one, but it just didn't work out in the Ontario market. Its alignment is a true neutral. It's a hybrid. It's a 14-gram milled product. It's bong ready, packaged, double packaged for freshness, and it's all flour and no filler. And then the Jeffrey blended goodness is lavender haze. Right now, it's lavender haze and pink moon. We will be changing up the blends every time we do a new manufacturing run on it. It's a true neutral. It's a hybrid. Form factors are 1 by 0.5, 10 by 0.35, 3 by 0.7, and its superpowers is it serves a small package with a big punch. So that's the MillRite family. That's just me literally being lazy and putting our sell sheet into the presentation. And that's everything. I was going to kind of line this up and do trivia now. So whoa. So yeah. Is everybody ready for that?
We are. We've also got some questions, so
Yeah.
we could do the questions
I
after
haven't
the
been looking
trivia.
at I haven't been looking at the
Okay.
chat. I can totally answer the questions after the trivia. I'm just
Okay.
rolling right now.
Yeah.
So first question is name 5 Windsor or Detroit musical artists. So I will give bonus points for Windsor artists. So if people can put their 5 that they can think of, um, if you can't name 5, that's okay too. But that
Are we
is
on the Kahoot again?
pardon?
Is this on Kahoot or is this,
No,
are we
this is
typing things?
literally just my janky
We're
presentation.
just typing it into the chat?
Yes,
Correct. The chat
Okay.
will be fine.
Okay, thank you.
not a problem.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that was a great question.
Okay, thank you.
So, Mackenzie, I can't see the chat right now for whatever reason. So, if you can let me know when people have put answers in.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Anyone, so Windsor, Detroit musical artist. Oh, okay. We have one answer from Devin. It's the Tea Party, the Dead Cats, Tea Party, Ashes of Soma, and of course Eminem.
Wow. I was not expecting Ashes of Soma.
Oh,
They friends of mine from high school, so that just told everyone my age.
all right, Nick, do we have a winner?
So we're gonna go with the person who picked Ashes of Soma because that's like the deepest cut of all time, and I'm sorry to everybody who's not from here. That was for the hometown crowd.
All right, Devin, congrats. Got the first question.
So question 2. Lavender Haze is named after a Taylor Swift song. However, she did not coin the term. Which television character first used that term?
All right, someone's hazard a guess. Is it Hannah Montana?
It is not.
Okay. Next time, Taylor. Next up is Mad Men. Would it be Mad Men?
Yes, it is. I will
Oh,
accept Mad Men as the answer. It is Don Draper from Mad Men.
Okay, excellent. We got that one all squared away. Hannah Montana was a great guess, though. So kudos to everyone that guessed Hannah Montana.
And then the third one, as quickly as you can, name three famous Jeffreys from popular culture.
All right, we've got our first response, Nick. We've got Jeffrey Reeves, Jeffrey Andrews, and Jeffrey Dahmer.
That got dark, but I will accept that answer.
We'll accept it. Okay. All right,
And
excellent.
and thank you for staying awake, everybody.
Perfect. Nick, thank you for showing your background in bar trivia. That was very entertaining. I definitely need to brush up on my Windsor Detroit knowledge, however. Okay, so next, like I hope you guys have saved your questions. We're going to be diving into our final breakout room. So, Michael, I'll give you some time to get us together. But I definitely saw some questions in the chat that weren't quite answered. So, for sure, feel free to ask those in your breakout rooms, get everything solved, and just let the conversations flow. So, Michael, how are we doing over there?
All good to start whenever we're ready here.
Great. Yeah, you can take us away.
Here we go.
Um, ag- Again, I need to brush up on some of my my trivia knowledge, but I'll definitely come back stronger than before. So, Nick,
Just
you
go
had
with like a Motown playlist, and you're gonna be set for a while.
yeah, that's the solution. So that's awesome. So I definitely saw some questions in the chat. If anyone's got some questions for Nick, now would be the time. Nick, I saw someone ask if and when you're coming to Alberta and what that timeline would look like. I think Alberta wants the mill rate.
We've been teasing Alberta for a while, and we have filled out the 85-page application. So it's in. I'm not 100% sure on timeline. That is one of my colleagues' job is to check up. But it is on the table. We just are waiting on the approval and the thumbs up from the fine people at the Alberta Liquor and Cannabis Commission.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's only a matter of time, it seems. That's great. And then I suppose someone else asked about Nick. They want to know your thoughts on the increased size limit on pre-rolls and the recent changes with the legislation. Any thoughts on that?
So this is probably inside information I'm not supposed to be talking about, but I yesterday I totally applied for a 3.5 gram pre-roll. I don't know how we're going to manufacture it. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know if it's allowed. But I did put in a submission at the OCS for that. But we'll see if it actually happens.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's definitely a hefty duty. But do you think the larger size will have like an impact on the roll or anything, or the burn, how it smokes?
The manufacturing is going to be a gigantic problem. Um, in other markets, in the United States, there are large blunts and joints that do exist in market. Like we're really close to Michigan, and if you go to Michigan, you can get 3.5 gram blunts that are like awesome. I assume at that size, you're probably going to do a hand rolling process of some type. Just the cost is to automate a process like that wouldn't make sense. So it would be specialty, it would be flow through. It would probably not be very many that we would do. Yep, 7 gram pre-roll. In Colorado, I got to try a 10 gram Canagar that was incredible. But it was also uh quite expensive, and it was rolled like a cigar. Like they did a really beautiful job with it. So it's something that like we definitely, as soon as that regulation changed, we were like, well, we're gonna call Health Canada and see if this is what they mean by that regulation change. But we're cheeky. We like to play the referees a little bit.
Yeah, well, thank you for the insider knowledge, Nick. Definitely appreciate that. So how are we feeling? Any other questions for Nick?
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot coming into the market these days. I think someone actually called out the movie that the Jeffrey reference is from, and I couldn't remember it in my
Yeah.
head. So
Get him to the Greek. That was so more I guess silly story is we took the brand over from Choice Growers, and obviously uh if you look at the three primaries from that movie, it's Jonah Hill canceled, Russell Brand canceled, P. Diddy super duper ultra canceled. And it was something that is why we did kind of the refresh on the brand was we didn't want it really to be seen with the movie because there was a lot of
Like the
negative
Jeffrey.
connotation. Yeah.
Yeah. And all the
And
drugs they're putting in. It's just weed. It's just a good
yeah,
joint.
yeah, and that's all we didn't want to
Confuse
play
people.
towards that and like gross people out. It's skeevy. So we wanted to do something different. So we really wanted to kind of position it with people who work in restaurants and work in like kind of the service industry. So the serves you right is our kind of cheeky way to do that, and having a butler as kind of the completely illegal mascot of the company is intentional in that like we just wanted to do something different and speak to like the consumer in a different way. I just feel like brands in this industry haven't really spoken to the consumer itself or the bud tender. Like as bartenders, I know you guys don't make a lot. We don't want to have a product that you can't afford and can't afford at any time. And we really wanted to target bartenders with those form factors and say like with your tip money at the end of the shift, you're easily going to be able to buy at least a Jeffrey at the end of the day. That's kind of what we really wanted to position it with, and it's for hardworking people. We run a farm. We all lug bags of fertilizer every day. We do all of that stuff. We know what that's like, and we know that like everybody who works at our farm could conceivably like go home and or on their way home buy that product. So we really wanted to kind of take that approach with it.
yeah, that sounds awesome. And I've been seeing more and more these days the emergence of milled flour, and it just seems like so convenient, especially during the summer. It's already busted up. You could just grab it. So the Blue Crush, can you tell us a little more about that? I know you already touched about it, but
Sure. So the Blue Crush was we wanted to wait in and see what 14 grams would do in the market. So a 14-gram milled. So like what we saw was a lot of 7 gram, a lot of 3.5 gram milled, which as a form factor, like they're well priced and they can move at a really like kind of nice like level, but there wasn't a lot of 14. So we wanted to do something that was a high quality milled product. And we really like we actually wrap it in a cellophane inside of the jar that we put it in. Purely because like we really wanted to have a nice moist product that would go into a bong and roll up. We also were mindful about the grind level. We didn't want to grind it too fine. We found that that was a big problem. So we've a lot of R&D has gone into it to have like the best possible experience for the consumer. And then it's priced relatively well against the other 14 grams out there. We come in at an MSRP of about 49.99.
that's awesome, Nick. Thank you for sharing. So yeah, looking at you guys, bud tenders, is there any questions that you'd like answered? You want to know a little more about the product or the
Yeah.
process?
I just wanted to say I'm from Windsor, and you guys, we have all your products in because we got a sample through Tether. Awesome, you guys are killing it. The 14 gram at our London store is getting requested. Everyone like is happy the Jeffrey's back because they used to love it when it was with. I didn't actually know that was this, so that's cool. So yeah, good to go. I love that you're Windsor. It's easy. I go, hey, this is local, and I always tell people that is exactly why Windsor is Windsor, because it is hardworking people that do want to get done work, go get a cold beer and smoke a joint. And I love that you guys are cool and have cool art, and yeah, good job.
Thank you. It, it's for us like we really wanted to like intentionally go into the brand and like how we design the brand in a way that like one felt like home to us. So like if you ever go to Windsor, you can see the Detroit skyline. It's this Art Deco, like Style Nouveau skyline. So we really wanted to take those elements and put it into it. And then the auto industry is also huge here. So having like a throwback to auto in the logo, like that spoked wheel or sun, is something that we did intentionally to really do that. And we have a minute. So yeah, the playlist. Thank you for bringing that up. We also do the playlist, which is essentially a mixtape that's a piece of cardboard. You can scan them. I've curated Spotify playlists for all of the products. There will be a summer drop playlist coming. So that's another thing that we want to have fun with this. We want to make sure that people understand that like when you're buying this product, like there's a lot of intention that's going beyond just the flower and how hard we work on the flower. It's also like we want to make weed fun, and like with MediPharm, them doing wildlife, there's a lot like we are one of the farms that feed wildlife. So like they've also really embraced that fun aspect of rec, and I think it's a testament to both companies.
Awesome, Nick. Thank you for sharing. Everyone gets settled in. I hope you guys had some great breakout rooms. I hope you learned a thing or two. And of course, congrats again to all of our prize winners. Someone from the Tether team will be in touch with you for your information. Um, we'll also be in touch with a little more info about our awesome brands. So MediPharm Labs and MillRite. We'll send out a little more info about them. Of course, you can always reach out to them online if you have any other questions that weren't answered. But overall, we're very thrilled. Thank you so much for joining us. It was another great kickoff to the summer. And again, you can check out the Tether events page to join us for events coming up in the area. And stay tuned for our next sesh because that'll be coming up soon as well. Awesome. Thanks so much, everyone.